Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. I'm Mike Amos, and he is Travis Lee, Forrest Lee. I was thinking of my friend, Travis Lee.
Coach Baxley, that was it.
Yeah, that's right. And, Coach, it's good to have you with us today. Forrest Lee,
Right.
one of our great people in our community. And
I'll be here at about 7:45, 8 o'clock. I'm driving the Pike Liberal Arts volleyball team to Goshen to play in what they call a practice game, and that's allowed now. And so I'm going to take them by the land of Goshen and show them the jail where Hank Williams Sr. Was locked up in. I'll take them by the field where I hit 32 home runs.
32 home runs.
As a sixth grader in wiffle ball. And then may take them by Goshen Baptist Church and Goshen Methodist Church while I went to church. And then I'm going to take a detour and take them down a dirt road.
Yeah, you're gonna be, exactly right.
So if you want to watch Goshen versus Pike Liberal Arts in volleyball today, they will play about, I believe, about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Now you set up to start doing autographs for at one day. Of course it'll be there by the bus, so go by and get Forrest's autograph this morning.
Yeah. Amy Warwick, she's the volleyball coach at Goshen.
She's been there a while and does a great job, doesn't she?
No, her maiden name is Waller.
Yes, sir.
Jackie Janey's daughter, and then Laura Lee Jones is the head volleyball coach at Pike Liberal Arts. I think she's from Eufaula. And
the mayor, the ex-mayor, Jack Waller, who is her husband. A lot of people don't realize this, but he was a star running back at A.G. Parish High School of Selma. You ever heard of that school?
I have. That's where Coach Daniel coached, wasn't it?
That's right. And he was a star player there. And, of course, several of my friends played on that Selma team.
Mm-hmm. He's a
great town.
Retired state trooper.
Yeah, that's right. He's a state trooper and retired. He's laid back, but he's quite a fellow.
He's quiet, but he's got a beautiful family, and he's married to Janie Hurley. She was a Hurley, Frank and Francis.
Yeah. Now let me ask this:
Hurley.
Is that pretty red-headed daughter of theirs? Is she out of school?
They got three daughters who are very well-spoken, and they're beautiful, just like their mother, and just
the red
dynamic.
That I used to cut up with a lot.
I don't know where all the girls are. One teaches.
I'm trying to figure if they've graduated from school.
They have. Even the son, the Warwick. You talking about their daughters have graduated, and they had three daughters, I believe, and then Amy and her husband, they've got two or three, and
big
one
family
boy.
now,
Mm-hmm.
big family, yeah. And of course, she's been coaching a long while, and I watched her coach, and it's really outstanding the way she handles her kids.
Yeah, that area of volleyball is Pike Liberal Arts. That'll be Goshen, Highland Home, and Luverne in that area. And then for Charles Henderson, their volleyball coach is Sonny Kirkpatrick.
Oh, yeah.
Who's at Troy University. He's originally from Pennsylvania, I believe. He and his wife.
That's right. And a great role model for kids. Sonny Kirkpatrick is a super role model.
And one of his daughters, his oldest daughter, Emma, is engaged to be married. I don't know when that date is. She's marrying a Wilson boy from Troy.
Oh, is he? Okay, good.
I believe that's Stewart. He's got a twin brother, Logan.
Yeah.
And school's around the corner too, Mike.
Yes,
the
sir.
First day of school.
And I know everybody's getting excited about it. And,
I don't know if they were getting excited, but some, the little kids are ready to go back to school. The big ones, not so much.
All right, let's just say this. Pike County High School gets the ball rolling.
Pike County Schools.
Pike County Schools. That's Monday the 8th of August. And then the ninth, Charles Henderson and all the city schools open their doors on the 9th, which is on a Tuesday. And the 10th, well, we know this, the 17th is when Troy University opened their doors.
Their main campus, yes, sir.
Yeah. So Pike County High School is going to get it started. Now, Pike Liberal Arts, they get their school year started on the, it's a little bit different. They're going to go on a Friday and have for half a day and then start school on a full day on the 22nd.
Right. We go half a day on the 19th, and on the 22nd, on a Monday, we'll go full speed. And I believe Crenshaw County Schools, Mike, will also start that Monday the 8th.
Yeah.
Over there in Luverne, Highland Home, and
That's an
Brantley.
early start. That's an early start. And,
When I was in school, I can remember going the Friday before Labor Day, half a day.
September 1st was a big day.
And then you went Friday. Okay, you went a half day Friday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, holiday. Then full speed that Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right.
And times have changed.
That labor, all you thought about was Labor Day because you got a holiday, but it was not a holiday. It was a school. School started the next day.
On that Tuesday. Yeah. And see, I don't know why they've backed it up. One thing, the State Department of Education, they've increased the number of days that students have to be in school, and I believe that's 190.
They've increased it or decreased?
It's increased. I think it's 190.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. If there's an educator out there that's in it right now. And then another thing as far as athletics, they're starting football so early in August, but that's predicated on the fact you play in 10 home games or 10 ball games, and then to win a state championship, you have to play 5 more. And so to do that, you go to about the first or second week in December. So therefore, you got to start way back up here in August. So,
but now also times are different. And correct me if I'm wrong here. Now, in the middle of October, you've got what we call a little holiday there. What's that called?
They call it a fall break. Some schools, but some do it for about 3 days. Some do a full week, but they still have ball games that Friday.
Yeah.
But they call it. They may go 9 weeks, and they may have a small break. Then they go another 9 weeks break in December. So all first semester is completed before December.
I think that's
and
right.
Then second semester, it starts in January. And I believe for us, we start back the 2nd of January to school.
Yeah. Exactly.
And, but teachers, like for example, Pike County and Troy City Schools, since they start the 8th and 9th, their teachers are probably already now having to go to school to get what they call post preparations,
They
post before it starts. Pre before, pre-orientation, all that for, new teachers. Teachers every year have to go through certain types of training as it relates to being aware of signs of say, if a child is in a bad situation at home. There's all kind of awareness training that you have to do for teachers every year that's required by federal guidelines and state guidelines.
And then you're going to get Thanksgiving off, or you're going to get a whole week of Thanksgiving.
Sometimes they do. I mean, remember when we were in school, we got Thursday, and we might have got Friday, but we got those 2 days. But a lot of school systems do their fall break, that late.
Oh, really?
Have to look at our calendar. I don't know what it is.
I would have thought, though, that they get the week of Thanksgiving.
Some may.
Good morning, you on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Good morning.
Where are you calling from this morning, please?
Drayton Beach, Florida.
Very sunny, great beach this morning.
A little overcast right now. Beautiful water conditions, though. The seaweed has finally left us about a week ago, and really nice down there.
Mike Amos calling in from Great Beach, Florida this morning, along with Forrest Lee and yours truly, Mike Amos.
I don't have a fish and game report. You want me to start doing that every day?
Yeah, yeah, you ought to. But are they still down there? The folks still down there, aren't they?
Yeah, they'll be down all of this week, all of next week, and then that's kind of your last hurrah because school starts on the 10th.
Yeah, and then everybody starts heading back, don't they?
Yeah, I read an interesting article yesterday about Nick Saban in 2013 almost left Alabama to take a job with ESPN. He'd actually interviewed with ESPN, Kurt Street, some of the other analysts about, doing college game day, and, basically retiring from football. And all that had to do with one game. What game do you think that was?
Oh, let's don't even talk about it. The kick.
The quick.
The
Kick
kick.
six.
Kick
The
six.
kick six.
You know, and
The kick six almost drove Saban to retirement, it sounds like.
that would have locked us in the SEC championship game, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And we probably
Yeah,
would have locked.
Alabama was undefeated in that game.
Yeah. When you look at their Alabama's national championships, you can also almost count on a hand the number that they've been in or lost or had a real good chance of winning. So, with the exception of about 1 year, maybe two, Alabama's been in the hunt every year that he's been there. They either won it, lost it, or a step away from it. Just like this year. They're in it. They'll be one of the top four, we hope.
Well, Mike, it's just
Auburn
around
State.
the corner, and of course, Boris and I have been talking about when school starts. Our school starts here, public schools on a Tuesday, and then of course Pike County High School is going to kick it all off on the 8th of August.
On a Monday.
And we're
We need to get the new Pike County head coach on.
Yeah, I will. I'll get him on soon, and of course he's not a stranger to these folks down in Brundage. He was a great player, and he's been a good coach. And somebody told me Cornelius is going to help him out. Have you heard that?
I have heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Well, that's a pretty good addition to your coaching staff, I would say. And
Yeah,
then,
I would imagine that. I imagine that would get some kids to come out.
yeah, it might.
I've heard they in the spring, they're between 50 and 70. That's what I've heard.
Well,
I've seen it.
and they're always over the years have always had to worry about numbers, but then they would put 12, 16 players out there on the field every Friday night, and it doesn't look like that this year. It looks like they have a little extra boost to the number of players that they got out.
Man, I need to go get my Mega Millions. I forgot it was $830 million last night. So if I win, I'm gonna have to get off the show.
All right, but they've already pulled it. Did anybody get it? Did somebody get it?
Trying to find out. I'm trying to look it up right now. I bought $10 worth of tickets yesterday.
I told somebody that if you when it gets that high, the best thing to do is at least buy 50 tickets. That'll cost you $100, but that's worth a bet right there.
Somebody bought all their employees. So I read it in an article that some guy bought all his employees several tickets for the Mega Millions.
Yeah.
How about this, guys? Nobody won. It swells to $1 billion.
$1 billion. Oh gosh. Whoa, boy! It's gonna
You
be
said 12. How much?
It went from $830 million to $1 billion. The winner will now win.
$1 billion that you look.
The winning numbers, or the numbers, I guess they did not win, are 729.
Wait a minute, 729.
60, 63,
63,
66.
66.
Yeah, and
66.
then with the option of the mega flyer, it's 15.
All right.
That's the difference in buying a $2 ticket and a $3 ticket.
Yeah. How does that work, Mike? The 15.
I mean, basically, it's just an option. You can add with the option of the mega flyer. It's just where you can win more money if you bought a $3 ticket compared to a $2 ticket.
Well, do most people buy $3 tickets or they buy $2 tickets?
I just bought $2 tickets.
Yeah.
Michael, let me ask you this: who came close? Does it say how many had 4 of the picks or whatever?
Seen
That
seen
breakdown.
everything. Let me try to find out.
You know, if you won,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want nobody to know I won nothing. But if you did, you're going to have to hire a security team.
Oh, I mean that real security. You better hire.
With 100 Rottweiler dogs around your
know.
property,
The best thing to do if you win, keep your mouth shut.
and a moat with hungry alligators and crocodiles in it.
I won. Hey, I won. That's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, that's what I told my wife. I said, literally, I would not be able to drive anywhere I needed to go to because I would be so nervous.
I would call all my friends that had shotguns. I would call them to come and see me. Yeah.
Yeah. You would if they asked you to go on television, I would conceal my identity.
I would too.
I would be wearing all kinds of masks and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that number is 7, 29, 63, 66, and 15. Is that right?
That's 4 of them.
Is that right?
Is it
Mike?
5 numbers or 6? It's 6 numbers, isn't it?
Well, 6 numbers count the mega.
All right. Let's do it again.
Okay.
7, 29, 63, 66, and 15. Is that right?
I got to get back to it now.
Well, everybody's waiting to hear, Mike. Everybody.
Well, I mean, I already gave it to you.
I know, but you did it too fast. We're going to do it again.
7, 29, 60, 63, 66, and 15.
You got to add a 60 in there.
Wait a minute. I got a 7, a 29, a 63, a 60.
No, a 60, a 60, a 63, a 66.
Yeah, add a
And
60.
a 15.
Yeah, 60, 63, and 66. There's 5 numbers. There's got to
That's
be one.
right. And then the mega ball, it's 15.
Yeah.
All right. Give it to me one more time. 7, 29.
7, 29, 60,
60.
63, 66, and the mega ball is 15.
Golly, a lot of 60s in there. That's right. Okay, here we go. If you missed it, it is 7, 29, 60, 66, 66, and 15. Is that right? 7, 29, 60, 63, 66, and 15.
Yeah, nobody won. Those were the numbers.
And nobody won.
right.
And isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. If you're out
I had a 7 to start one of them.
there, you
But
did have 7.
the rest I did not do well. I had a 63. Yeah, I didn't come close.
I probably didn't bring mine in, but I know I bought about 10 or so tickets. But you know what? The state of Florida reaps all the benefits because so many people will be traveling to Florida to get their tickets.
Yeah. I saw Michael wear Andrew Jones' son. His name's Drew. He was the number 2 pick overall in the Major League Baseball draft. He signed for a reported $8.2 million contract in his first batting practice as a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He had a season-ending shoulder injury while he was taking batting practice. In his first...
Isn't that hard to believe? Yeah.
I mean, 18-year-old kid. He's from Georgia. He's from Wesleyan High School in Georgia. He inked a reported $8.2 million contract in his first batting practice in the major leagues for the Diamondbacks. He has season-ending shoulder surgery. But he's 18, young, he'll heal.
Yeah, Andrew Jones was the Braves' phenom, and he ended up being in the major leagues at 19.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy to invest that kind of money in somebody, and he gets hurt in batting practice of all things. Yeah. Never heard of such.
What about, you ever heard of a guy by the nickname Waffle House?
No.
He's open all the time. Well, that was Julio Jones's nickname in high school. They called him Waffle House because he was always open when he was playing football. Well, he has signed a 1-year contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's 33.
Mike, I've started wearing my wristbands again. I've got and this one is a Michigan look. I got a Michigan look on today. And every day until it ends, I'm going to show you a different watch band for a different day.
And speaking of that, Jim Harbaugh's getting some criticism because he and his wife both are pro-life advocates. And he went to a meeting or a fundraiser, and now he's getting grief because of his personal stance on pro-life.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Be careful. Be careful. And
I commend him.
Yeah, exactly. And you folks.
There's been 28 drawings since the jackpot was last won in Tennessee on April the 15th. That's what they're saying on the Mega Millions. There's been almost 21.4 million winning tickets at all prize levels, including 33 worth over 1 million for. So that answers your question.
So there's a chance if I go home, I might have won $1 million. You reckon?
The big prizes have been won in 17 states across the country, including Arizona, Arkansas, California, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Virginia.
So all those people won at least $1 million because they got part of them right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is there another list of winners, Mike, other than those?
I mean, that's the only one I pulled up. But, I'm excited about Julio playing with Brady. I feel like that's going to be a great combination of Mike Evans and Julio Jones. Brady was the leading passer in football last year, so Julio got injured and didn't really show too much for the Tennessee Titans last year, but I would imagine he'll put up good numbers for Brady.
Well, I hope he can stay healthy.
He's got hamstring issues.
Right.
Yeah, he's had that his entire career. He really is.
He was a super track star in Alabama for his high school. He was like track athlete for 1 or 2 years in a row. In the long jump, high jump, triple jump, and the 100 meters, I believe.
Mike, Flores has got.
It's still hard to believe. It's still hard to believe that Brady's 43 years old and playing like this.
Golly.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Troy softball, the head coach there has named a guy by the name of Camden Decker as the pitching coach. He comes from Kennesaw State, Georgia. He's a native of Illinois. He played college baseball at Wabanese Community College and Trinity International University.
I've never heard of
He was a member of the United States men's fast pitch national team later on. He was an assistant at UT Arlington in Delaware before becoming the pitching coach at Kennesaw State.
Good problem.
And he was a volunteer assistant at one time for the University of Arkansas. And he coached at what they call the Doug Gillis International Fast Pitch Institute. So welcome to Troy Camden Decker. I couldn't find any personal information on him. I don't know if he's married or have children. So, well, I mean, it's like like Coach Summerall. He's got 4 kids.
Yeah.
Well, the new softball coach at Troy State has 6.
Oh, really?
I mean, I like that personal.
Yeah.
He's a family man, and
exactly right.
that's what I was digging. Hey, was he married? He's got kids.
The head coach comes from AUM.
Mm-hmm.
I think AUM came within a little bit of winning the national championship, didn't he?
Division 2. Yeah, Division 2.
We got Coach Vark.
He won a national championship in NAI.
Yeah. We were talking the other day when we had the big cake auction with some of the coaches, and we were talking about softball pitchers. Not just anyone can teach it, and not just anyone can throw it. It is a unique system, that you have to go through to be able to pitch softball pitching, don't you think?
It's art. Well, about 3 weeks ago, Liana Johnson and the catcher at Troy University, I think who's from Australia, they did a clinic in Brantley or in Crenshaw County. So when you've got somebody of that caliber, now they can make money.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing pitching lessons
Exactly
because
right.
of NIL.
And she is a proven a pitcher that can teach pitching.
Yeah.
So that's very
And in
important.
high school softball, if you got one dominant pitcher,
Yeah.
and if you got two, you can mow them down. And
they don't have to take them out. They can pitch.
They can pitch
the double header
because there's no strain throwing it underhanded as compared to throwing it overhanded.
But Mike, we've got.
Yeah, I was looking at some NFL names that played high school ball in Alabama or played in college in Alabama, and there's some big time names. They're still free agents. Training camp started in the NFL yesterday. You got guys like Clinton Dix from Alabama still not on the roster. Landon Collins, great safety Alabama, still not on the NFL roster. I was reading some other names that really surprised me. Dante Hightower, who's been a star player for the Patriots, is not on the NFL roster yet.
You mean at a linebacker position?
And he's in his 30s, isn't he?
How old is he now, Mike?
He's played at least 10 years.
Yeah, he's probably. He's
Kerryon Johnson, the great running back out of Madison Academy that played at Auburn. He's not on the NFL roster right now. Drake Kirkpatrick out of Gaston City. He's played 10 years in the pros, not on the roster. A.J. McCarron, coming off his knee injury last year, is not on the roster.
I think I'm going to guess, Mike, I think you'll hear of his retirement. I don't think he can come off
hate to see this. The guy's played 14 years, I think, in the league. Steve McClendon out of Ozark. His career might be coming to an end. He's a roster. Reggie Wright. Go ahead.
McClendon coach, actually played 14 years in the pros out of Troy University.
Yeah, I believe that's right. And then you got Reggie Ragland, former Alabama linebacker, on the NFL roster right now. Out of Alabama, the great offensive tackle in the league, like 12, 13 years. He's on the roster.
Who is that, Mike? What was the name on that?
Andre Smith from Pumpkin, the big tackle.
Okay, I got you.
And then other names from Troy. This is interesting. Damian Willis is not on the NFL roster, but I don't remember Damian Willis only being on the NFL roster 1 year with the Bengals. But strong receiver.
Now, who is this again? Wilson?
No, Damian Willis played at Troy, the great wide receiver.
Oh, yeah. Is he not on the roster?
He's not on the roster either, but he's the guy that was phenomenal in the New Orleans Bowl when Troy blew out North Texas that time. He had like about 18 catches there.
Yeah.
The
big names. Also, I left out the biggest name of them all. Cam Newton's not on the NFL roster either.
Cam Newton's not on the NFL roster. Surely they'll use him at a third. But how many they pretty much can carry? Something like three.
Three, I think.
So he'll make somebody's three. Surely he will.
Speaking of
if he chooses to be a backup, that's his problem.
Yeah, I saw yesterday too where the Cincinnati Bengals, their quarterback Joe Burrow, is going to have surgery to remove his appendix.
Yeah.
That's big news for Cincinnati. He'll start his third year.
What was that, Mike?
Pardon me.
I've had my appendix taken out.
Yeah.
You're kind of.
When I had my appendix taken out, they had to cut on you. I got like a big 6-inch scar. But now, they do laser surgery. It's really not much to it.
Yeah.
Do they suck it out? How do they do it?
That's about right.
Good
Yeah,
Lord. I don't want to find out.
I guess they just put that laser down there. But back in the old days, when I had it when I was in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
They had to cut on me.
You're getting real personal on this show, Mike.
Surgery, that's not that big of a deal, but I'm just saying that I've never had to have a hospital.
Of course, what is the most common surgeries out there, would you say?
Tonsillitis?
No, keep going.
Gallbladder?
Gallbladder, yeah. I would think the gallbladder is the most common.
You still got
surgery
yours?
out there. You know, I don't have mine.
I got mine. I reckon.
Yeah.
What about,
those
what
without
about,
your
Gallbladder.
gallbladder? Raise your hand.
what about getting your tonsils taken out?
Yeah,
I've done that.
You know, let me tell you this: they don't do that anymore. They used to do it, and thank goodness. So I would have hated to have my tonsils taken out.
They had
tell you
mine.
this, I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and that hurt really bad.
Yeah, but tonsillitis, so you don't hear about it as much. You really don't.
Well, I had my tonsils and adenoids and some other stuff cleaned up, and that helped a lot. But
Yeah. So okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the 7:30 mark. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. You wanna hang with me 15 more minutes?
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
If you like family food and fun, welcome to the Iron Age.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity. A personal touch.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone, so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
you got to be employed.
Back to our
Anyway.
show brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass right here in Troy, where they've got a tremendous sale going on their brand new Ram trucks. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, in the used car lot, over 100 to choose from. How about this? $29 down, $99 a month, and you can drive away in one of those beautiful used cars or trucks at Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep. Appreciate also Troy Bank and Trust Company. Troy Bank and Trust Company, the only bank you'll ever need, and also PS Furniture. And I say that about the same thing about them. It's the only furniture store you'll ever want.
Michael, have you know who opens up in London, England, for college football, don't you?
I read that a while back.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Northwestern versus Nebraska. It's going to be on the 27th of August, which is going to be like 5 o'clock kickoff their time, 5:30, which means, and our time, it's going to be about 11 o'clock in the morning.
You know, what date again?
That's
It's
going
going to be in London, or it's going to be in Ireland?
No, Dublin. I'm sorry. It is in Dublin. It's going to be at Avia Stadium in Dublin for week 0 on the 27th day of August,
27th of August.
5:30 local time in Dublin. Northwestern versus the University of Nebraska on the 27th. And then on the 10th of September, Georgia Southern travels to Lincoln to play Nebraska. So when they get back, they got like an extra week off.
And they've got that wishbone to look at, too.
Then they'll play Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
Georgia Southern will travel to Lincoln.
Clay Helton is the new head coach of Georgia Southern.
That's right.
He goes from University of Southern California to Georgia Southern. You think that's ever happened before?
I know it. That's a big jump. You're right. No question. And of course, I'd hate to know I had to play Georgia Southern after playing a regular game, wouldn't you? Because Georgia Southern can run the option. They can do that.
Well, no excuses at Nebraska anymore. If he doesn't have a winning season this year, he is a goner.
He is on the
All
hot
right,
seat.
thanks to my good friend, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you'll see a lot of this guy on our show during the fall, because he can tell you who he liked every week. That's going to be what we call Forrest Lee lookalike, and he can pick them, I guarantee you. So we'll be looking forward to your top 5 every week, Forrest, and it'll be a lot of fun. Want to mention also the first football game of the season hits the Pike Liberal Arts against Highland Home,
Yeah, but Dad, you gotta make sure you tell everybody that's not a real game.
I know it's a jamboree. I'm saying that right now. It's
Yeah.
a jamboree, but it's going to be treated like a real game with all the same rules and everything. So that's going to be very important. And so that would be the first game you can actually go see is Pike Liberal Arts and Highland Home.
And I looked up Brantley's schedule this morning, and Ayrton travels to Brantley that same night to play a jamboree on the 12th, and it does not count. And the following week, Michael, is when the regular season starts for some people and some not, because Charles Henderson will play Pike County there, and but a lot of games on Thursday and Friday night will be real games.
Yeah. And then Highland Home, this is a real deal. Highland Home plays at Providence, and that is going to also be a jamboree. So these games right here are the games that you can count on as far as your record goes. Opp at Andalusia, Bradley at Luverne on the night, Opp and Andalusia on a Thursday night, the 18th. August the 19th has Bradley at Luverne. Then you've got a Elba at New Brockton, a Dothan at Carroll High of Ozark, and a Daleville at Goshen, and those are all regular scheduled games.
And Michael, the Kickoff Classic is that same day in Montgomery, and it's going to feature Auburn versus Hoover in Montgomery at the Kickoff Classic in Crampton Bowl. And I think there's an afternoon game and a night game that same day.
Now, also a game that pits Jacksonville State. This is one of Johnny Williams' games. Jacksonville State against Texas. What's that Texas team, Mike?
Stephen F. Austin.
Oh, Stephen F. Austin. From where they're located. Stephen F. Austin. Both of y'all. Can y'all guess where they're from?
Nacogdoches, something like that.
One of them is Nacogdoches, and the other one is Natchitoches. Natchitoches and Nacogdoches. And of course, they're right next to each other.
It'll be interesting to see if Jacksonville State wins all their games this year. They're playing a 1AA schedule, and the only Division I team they play, we talked about their schedule the other day, is going to be Tulsa.
Yeah,
so
at Tulsa.
Win them all.
I think Jacksonville does. They'll have a chance to win them all.
Here's who they have. They play Stephen F. Austin in Montgomery. Then they play Davidson.
Should be.
They have Murray State, at Tulsa, at Nichols, home versus Kennesaw State, home versus North Alabama, home versus Southeastern Louisiana, at Austin Peay, home versus Eastern Kentucky, and at Central Arkansas. That's their schedule for Jacksonville State.
Something that we didn't catch, well, or at least didn't mention, is there's going to be a special game, and this will be played in Huntsville between Jacksonville State and North Alabama. Did you catch that?
Let's see.
Yeah, they're playing at a minor league ballpark in Huntsville.
They're playing that baseball facility there in Huntsville, and
well, technically it's Madison.
Madison, okay. Mm-hmm. And how many?
Yeah, that's where the worst name in minor league baseball is, the Huntsville Trash Pandas.
Yeah,
are you
at Toyota Field? That's what it says.
The Huntsville what?
Trash Pandas. A trash panda is considered a raccoon.
Can you believe that?
Trash panda.
Oh God! Boy, I would sure try to find me another nickname. But
You know, I was going to Napa or coming back from Napa, and I saw a guy with a Montgomery Biscuits cap on. I always heard that's one of the more popular minor league hats.
Oh yeah, it is. It would be. But of course, some of the best looking hats out there are minor league hats. You know the major leagues got their
But
own.
you know, all you got to do is look at that Jacksonville State schedule, Dad, and you know now why they were dying to go Division I.
Oh yeah, why? Because of the playing that schedule or what?
Well, no, I'm just saying that's the difference in going to Division I. You're playing Eastern Kentucky, Austin Peay, Central Arkansas,
Yeah.
Southeast Louisiana, Nichols,
Yeah.
Murray State. You know,
one
even up
double A
Austin.
schedule, yeah.
Yeah, that's all the teams Troy played back in the 90s. It's hard to believe that Troy's coming up on, what, 21, 22 years to Division I.
Division I, you're right. They were that far ahead of them. But I tell you what, all they have to do is get a few big wins under the belt when they get there, and it won't take long for them to
Shoot,
do.
they already got big wins. They beat Florida State at Florida State last year.
Yeah. Did they beat Florida State at Florida State?
Yeah, on that Hail Mary pass.
Oh yeah, that's right. They sure did. They sure did on a Hail Mary pass, last play of the game.
I mean, Jack Crow won at Ole Miss one time.
Didn't they have Auburn on the ropes a year or two ago?
Yeah, they had Auburn on the ropes a year.
Oh, they went to overtime with Auburn.
Yeah, they sure did. So they've already got a pretty good reputation. And then, you know what, they bring with them? A 500-piece marching band. They march 500 band. They call what's the name of that band? They call them
The Southerners or something like
the
that?
Marching Southerners. Well, actually, it says here over 500 band members for the Jacksonville State Band. So they bring pleasure.
Johnny Williams has been a big part of their move, too, to Division I. He's helped them a lot.
Yeah, he's helped them a lot, no question. We'll get Johnny on the line, fairly soon, and we'll see what's going on with him right after these messages. We'll, Forrest, you're gonna step away.
Yeah, I need to roll on. I'm gonna drive that bus. Thank you, Mike. Y'all have a good day.
Good luck there. You gonna be licensed to drive that bus?
Oh yeah, I've got my license.
You
Yeah,
like
that's
that,
good.
don't you?
Well, I don't mind driving here and there every now and then.
Well, I bet it'll be a lot of fun, and because we appreciate you.
That's
being
right
on
down
our
the road.
show.
Yeah.
And look forward to seeing you maybe on Thursday to talk about some other things going on
Okay.
in sports and regular. Before we go off there, we've got to mention this: the Troy 10 and under. The Troy 6 and under, the Troy 10 and under, and the Troy 14 and under start their track toward the World Series championship in Alexandria, Louisiana. Tell us about that.
It's a little town called Tioga. It's outside of Alexandria, Virginia, Alexandria, Louisiana. And I did the mileage. It's about 740 miles it's going to take.
That
Well, is it 700? But anyhow, it's going to take about 8 hours to get there.
Yeah.
I may have my mileage wrong, but I got it written down somewhere. But they'll leave, I think, tomorrow. I'm not sure if they'll play until Saturday. But from what I understand, all those fields on that softball complex are AstroTurf.
They take it serious, Mike. They
and,
don't have an AstroTurf playing field.
And the reason for that is when you have rains in southeastern United States, a lot of times the fields will remain muddy, so you may have to delay it to the next day. Well, if you get another shower, you got to delay it again. But in this case, it drains real well. But the oddity of it, or what you have to face, is the heat index on that softball field, which can be over 100.
Yeah,
100 degrees. You know, it's going to be a concept where you have to keep the girls rotated. You've got to keep them watered and restrict their activities when you're not playing softball to, let's get in a cool environment. But good luck to all those girls and their families.
3 teams from Troy.
And
isn't that amazing?
So you got to.
The only other team that's got 3 teams is the host team. Is that right?
I think the host team automatically gets their host team in it. And then the champion from Louisiana and the other states that'll be represented. So, they're representing the state of Alabama. They're the champions in Alabama. And a lot of these girls live in, different communities in the Troy area. If they don't have a rec department, they'll come to Troy.
And
And
Mike, if you just think, now,
play.
your daughter, Mary Prater, is 6 years old. Is that right? Be 6 years old. Hello? Mike jumped off the line, but my little granddaughter, 6 years. It's hard for me to think that these girls, 6 and under, will be playing for a World Series in softball.
That's right. And
Isn't that something?
one thing about this complex over there, they bid for it each year.
Yeah.
And, there's probably not that many teams around that or
But I
cities
bet they
around
have
that.
a lot of
could-
tournaments, so, those fields like that, Isn't that amazing?
So, you got an advantage of the home turf, but playing on AstroTurf is a different kind of, I'm not sure if the whole field's turf or if it's just the infield, but I'll ask that question. But they'll start leaving tomorrow, from what I understand, and good luck to them. Safe travels.
Have you talked with Dan? Is he going to be making a trip?
I'm not sure if Dan's going or not. But if he is, he'll go with a couple of cameras.
What is this? Louisiana girls?
Yes, Troy's got 3 teams, the 6 and under, 10 and under, and I believe it's the 14 and under, are traveling to the World Series in Alexandria, Louisiana, near the town of Tioga. It's a community out there that has a big softball complex.
Yeah,
And most of those girls are leaving tomorrow, and their families going to Louisiana.
Boy, I can't imagine how hot it's going to be in Louisiana.
Yeah, and they play on AstroTurf.
Can you picture your age group, your daughter's age group, is playing in a world championship? It's softball.
What, are they 5?
6 and
I
under.
have 5 and 4.
I know,
5 and 4,
but now
so.
yours turns 6 pretty soon, though, doesn't she?
Yeah, next month, August the 19th.
So with your age, sort of like your daughter's age group playing in a World Series is amazing to me.
And I
Yeah,
think
that is hard to believe because my daughter can only throw the frisbee.
and can throw it pretty good. You have taught them to throw it pretty good. You ought to see this little girl.
I'll say this: Mary Prater could be an unbelievable soccer goalie. I kick the ball as far as I possibly can. She stops it every time.
So of course,
I've actually got the only soccer fields in Grayton Beach. I've got a yard, and I've got now 2 soccer nets. I got one on one end and one on the other.
And then one of them goes too long, you might jump on an alligator. Now you better be careful.
Yeah, you'll be pretty upset. I had to kill another snake the other day in the yard. The snakes are really moving right now.
Well, I'm glad you did kill another snake. We don't want to fool with them. Did you find out whether or not?
Right, it's right where Millie. It was right underneath a tree. You couldn't even hardly see it, and it's right where Millie catches her frogs and lizards.
Oh boy, you sound like. But was it a poisonous snake, or do you know?
It looked like a water snake, but it didn't look poisonous.
Yeah.
It looked like it was I didn't think it was a water moccasin.
Mike, I want your philosophy to be the only good snake is a dead snake, and I hate to say that to all you folks, but that's the truth.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, I got a friend whose son, who's about 18 or 19 now, when he was little, he was playing in the yard under a light pole near the road.
Yeah.
He was playing with a frog, and his mother called him in and said, "Hey, let's come on in for supper." So he takes the frog and kind of tosses it. Rattlesnake snapped it out of the air. So that rattlesnake was right there with him.
Oh, man.
Didn't know it. Didn't notice him in that, was getting dust. So he had that frog and kind of tossed it in the air, and that rattlesnake popped him mid-air. Sure did. Down there in Goshen,
and
Alabama.
I told the guy the other day that I like hunting for the snakes, but that's been a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I got another friend.
I remember on Crow Hill, behind your house you live in now, we had those ponds back there. I remember that one pond.
Oh
Had
yeah.
a lot of
Oh yeah. You should attract a lot of snakes. You're right. Thank you. But that's life. That's life.
Well, I need to roll, y'all.
Thank you so much.
All right, see you, Mike. Thank you.
We'll be
I'll
back.
see you in the morning.
More from Today
Bye.
in LA. After this.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass in Troy. And, of course, here comes, listen, only the nicest guys will bring you a hot cup of coffee. Forrest Lee, appreciate you, buddy. And,
we got Major League Baseball. Here's kind of the latest standings for the 2020 season.
Go ahead.
Running away.
We can't hear you very well.
New York Yankees are running away with the East. New York's now 66 and 32. They're 11 and a half games up on Toronto. So let's go the Central. You got the Minnesota Twins, 52 and 45. They're 2.5 games up on the Cleveland Guardians. Isn't it crazy that they're the Guardians?
Yeah, I know.
They changed their name from the Indians, of course. But hard to believe the Houston Astros are 64 and 34. The Astros have been phenomenal in the American League. They were not great when they were in the National League, but they've been great in the American League. They're 11 games up on Seattle. And then the closest division out there, New York Mets, are 2 games up on the Braves. They're 60 and 37. The Braves are 59 and 40. The Braves won last night, 6-3 over Philadelphia and Philly. So that game, that division will come down to the wire, it looks like. Then the Central, you got the Brewers, 54 and 44. They're 3 games up on the Cardinals. Cardinals are 51 and 47. And then after that, out west, you got the Dodgers running away with it as well. The Dodgers are 64 and 32, 10.5 games up on the Padres.
That's the best record in baseball right there, isn't it?
Actually, the Yankees and the Dodgers. The Yankees and the Dodgers have the best record.
Right,
the Yankees have won 66 games. The Dodgers have won 64, but they've only had 32 losses.
Yeah. But and then, of course, looking at the Braves' schedule, ladies and gentlemen, and if you want to go watch them, this is a good opportunity. They're on the road this week, or tonight they're on the road against the Phillies. But then Friday, they come back playing at home against the Diamondbacks, play 3 games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then on Tuesday, they got the Phillies coming to town on for 2 games. And then on August the 4th, they're back on the road at the Mets. But well, then they got a long road trip. Gosh, after they play the Phillies, they've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 games on the road. And when they come back on Monday, August the 15th, they play the Mets. But, at home, and they got 4 games set with the Mets, 3 games set with the Astros. So that'll be a good time that you could see the Braves on the 15th through the 20th of August. So a lot of opportunities, Mike, for us to go to Atlanta Stadium and watch a baseball game.
I'll tell you what, it's hard for me to want to go to Atlanta for anything. That traffic's unbelievable.
I know.
But you got the leaders and hitting is A guy named Luis Arias out of Minnesota hitting 339. Paul Goldsmith 335. Top pitchers in baseball: Justin Verlander's won 13 games. Kyle Wright, former Vanderbilt Commodore, pitches for the Braves, has won 12. Aaron Judge.
Now, he turned out to be exactly what they thought he'd be, a winner. He won how many games?
He's won 12 games so far this year. Then the home run leaders is Aaron Judge, is putting up phenomenal numbers with the Yankees, 38 home runs. He's got an outside chance at least probably be around, mid-50s.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done. Austin Riley of the Braves has got 28 home runs. Also, I was going to mention Kyle Schwarber out of the Phillies organization has got 31 home runs. Runs batted in. Pete Alonso played college ball at Florida. He's got 83 RBIs. Aaron Judge has got 82. The saves leaders right now is Taylor Rogers for San Diego and Josh Hader of Milwaukee. All have 28 saves. Great to see this. Freddie Freeman is also having a great year after signing the big deal with the Dodgers, leaving the Braves organization. Freddie Freeman's hitting 322 this year.
That's great. That's great. And,
so that's a few of your stats in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, that's right. And it touches on a lot of the things that you don't think about. Bases on balls. The Soto kid with Washington has 82 bases on balls. Now, is he hugging the plate or not?
It's just nobody wants to pitch to him. He's their best player by far.
And so they put him on base, and most of his walks are automatic. Is that right?
Yeah, he just turned down a contract offer for $400 million, like the biggest Major League Baseball history. That's how bad he wants to get out of Washington.
Oh boy, but I thought that was unique, and to see that. His closest competitor, Munzio, has 57 bases on balls. So I just thought that was something that was unusual. And
yeah, it's all about on base percentage in Major League Baseball.
All right, on base percentage. They've got Goldsmith for St. Louis. He got a .417. Freeman now. Let's this. Freeman on base percentage is .402. That's second in the league. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, he's having a good year. I mean, especially considering he never wanted to leave Atlanta.
And you know that night, that right there, they should have fired that player personnel guy or whoever put that together because he did not want to leave.
His agent is who they should have fired. Yeah.
And I don't know if he fired him or not, but
he's fired him now. Yeah.
That guy owed it to his fan base to not do him like that. You know.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Freeman's leading the league in hits. He's batting .322, 15 home runs, 63 RBIs. So he's putting up phenomenal numbers.
He's the real deal. He's the real deal. No question about it.
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably be a Hall of Fame player. I mean, the way it looks. But the guy they picked up, Matt Olson, for the Braves, has put up great numbers as well. I mean, he's only hitting .250, but he's got 19 home runs and 64 RBIs himself. So he's actually got one more RBI and 4 more home runs than Freeman. He doesn't hit 300 like Freeman, but he's a huge power hitter.
Yeah. The best earned run average is McClanahan, 1.71 ERA. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And then in the National League, that earned run average is 1.81. That is the ERA in the National League West. And
all right, so the next drawing for the Mega Millions, I just got some information sent to me, will be Friday, the 29th of July will be the next drawing.
Friday,
so if you want a chance
29th.
If you want a chance at $1.02 billion.
One point even.
Well, basically $1.02 billion.
1.2 billion. That is unreal. That you
Yeah.
and you can the great thing about it. This is America. This is America, and I bet you they have a record number of people going to be involved in this. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I would imagine it'll be the biggest amount of people buying lottery tickets in the history.
Yeah. And,
I don't see how you could not.
Yeah. And of course, this is the Florida.
I'll be honest. No, it's not Florida.
Yeah, I know it. It's not Florida.
It's on 20 states.
Yeah. And
but I'll say this. I mean, everywhere you go in Florida, they sell lottery tickets. I mean, they're all over the place.
Yeah. And
the closest place I know to Troy is the place over the line in Sampson. I know.
Yeah, that was.
It's close. A little package store.
That's right.
There's a place in Florida.
About 10 miles from Sampson, really, to be honest with you.
There's there's closer places in Dothan, I know, that you could go.
Yeah. Then there's a place outside of Esto, Florida. You know, you've heard of Esto, Florida, haven't you?
Yeah, and then there's like Lake Eufaula over there.
Yeah,
you can go over to Georgia and buy tickets.
See, and you can buy these tickets in Georgia and in Florida. You know, sometimes you run into it, and then if it says Florida lottery, you don't want it. You know, I mean, it's not that you don't want it. It's not this one. This one is $1 billion.
This is called the Mega Millions.
Mega Millions. This is a nationwide lottery. Would you say?
Well, I think it's like 20 states.
20 states. It's in 20 states. I'm glad you gave us that information, Mike. And it's the Mega Millions. Mega Millions. And hey, good luck to you. We'll be giving you out this score throughout the week, because you still can look down on your card or your ticket, and you still could have won something there. You know, like Mike said, there were $31 million drawings. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
30 people got $1 million just for playing. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Says Alabama, Alaska, Hawaii, Nevada, and Utah are the only states that do not sell lottery tickets.
That do not sell. I want to hear that one more time now. I want to hear it real loud and clear. Alabama,
Alaska, Hawaii, Nevada, and Utah do not sell
Alaska, Hawaii,
Nevada, and Utah.
Nevada, and Utah do not sell lottery tickets. Is that right?
In 2013, Wyoming became the 44th state to establish a lottery. The next year it began, initially offering both Mega Millions and Powerball. In August of 2018, a bill establishing a lottery in Mississippi was passed and sent to its governor for signature. This lottery began in November 25th, 2019. So Mississippi was the last to just offer the lottery.
And and they have casinos in Mississippi too, and then. But
they got legalized sports books in Mississippi too.
Mike, and quite a bit of gambling in Mississippi, and they've got 3 or 4 pretty big casinos.
I mean, how can Alabama? I can understand Alaska and Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's really amazing that Alabama will not have a lottery.
It really amazes me too. What is the difference in Alabama and Alaska, Hawaii, Nevada, which is all everywhere you go? There's a casino.
Yeah.
And then the other one was what's the last one?
Utah is more
Utah.
A religious base. A lot of Mormons. I can understand. Maybe it just won't be passed there, but. Alabama not having it is shocking. Now I know why everybody that runs for an office in the state of Alabama always is pushing the lottery.
I would like to know how many Alabamians bought tickets on this $1 billion draw.
Mega Millions.
And it just gets me that I mean, this is not a criminal thing. This is not a criminal thing. It's a lottery that helps these states, other than Alabama, Alaska, Hawaii, Nevada, and Utah, make money for their schools in many cases. And it is a positive thing, a positive fundraiser for the state of Alabama. But we say no. We're different than all these folks. We're better than all these folks. I just really cannot get over how many dollars that the state of Alabama has forfeited by not having a lottery. So I'm through saying that, but that's the truth. And of course, we got a good show going. Good morning and welcome, and we'll be back to more of Today in LA after this. Southeast Alabama Gas. We appreciate them very much.
So we're about to get some rain down here.
Oh yeah, okay. How you doing, buddy? Did you get my check? In
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick, find it in your Max app.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Game. Back to our show, and of course, a good picture in the Dothan Eagle of Marshall, the great Troy linebacker. And Mike, if you look at Troy right now, on the defensive side of the ball, they've got six all conference selections on their defense.
Well, I mean, you got Marshall. You got Cholo, defense tackle. You got Solomon, your outside linebacker defensive end. You got Juvenor, your outside linebacker defensive end. T.J. Harris, your safety. So, I mean, you got some really strong players coming back, and that's not counting several other starters they got coming back. I mean, defense ought to be loaded for Troy.
Yeah, and
which is a good thing because Summerall's a defensive coach.
Yeah, oh yeah. I can see Troy shutting some of these teams out. Of course, most of them are in spread offenses, but if you shut down the run, you can concentrate on shutting down the pass. You're in business.
Yeah, well, what Troy did last year, until I think about the 8th or 9th game, I think they held everybody they played under 24 points on defense, which was incredible. And then, of course, they gave up some big point totals to Lafayette and Appalachian State and Georgia State to finish the season. If you look at Troy's roster on defense, I can kind of just look over it and just tell you how many starters I think are coming back. But you got your magazines; they can probably tell you too. But I know, let's see, if you start at cornerback, I think. But if you start at linebacker, you got Carlton Marshall. He's coming back as your starting linebacker. You got Craig Slocum coming back as your starting safety. Will Cholo is your starting defensive tackle. He's back. This kid, Tayon Palmer, out of NC State. I think he ended up being a starter last year, cornerback. He's back. KJ Robinson, linebacker from Alabaster, back for his 5th year. He's starting at linebacker, I would assume. TJ Harris, safety, is back. Richard Juminor, outside linebacker, bandit, defensive end, he's back as a starter. Jaden McDonald at linebacker is back as a starter. The kid that transferred in from Iowa, he got hurt last year.
Yeah, did he play much last year, Mike, at all?
He played a pretty good bit before he got in. I mean, he was a starter before he got injured.
Yeah, I've got their two.
And then you got Reddy Stewart coming back. He was a starter at cornerback last year.
That's right.
You got
EJ.
This defensive tackle Shaquille Brown's played a lot. I don't know if he was considered a starter, but he's back. Keyshawn Swanson's back at safety. He caught a ball last year against Texas State, went for a touchdown. Then you got Dale Pettis is back at safety.
Yeah,
another
that's
starter.
right. You're exactly right.
I mean, Troy is loaded with defensive guys coming back. Of course, Devon Sullivan, all conference, he's back. So yeah, Troy looks like they're loaded on defense.
Yeah, and of course,
now I will say this by saying that Troy's gone 5-7 3 straight years.
Yeah.
So
Troy claims eight defensive players back and 9 on offense, so they definitely got a group of returning players at those positions.
Also got a defensive tackle, Luis Medina, that's played really well for Troy back as well. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, the numbers look good with the ones. I don't know how much depth they're going to have though.
Yeah. Well, at quarterback, you got Gunnar Watson, you got Quade Hawkins, the kid from Georgia, and then the kid transferred in here from California, actually from Utah, and he's going to battle it out for the quarterback position.
Yeah, and then you got Tucker Gilcrease coming in from Brantley as well. So that's your 4 scholarship quarterbacks.
I was looking at these kids, Mike. This is Athlon talking here. The running back from Roanoke, Tate Meadows from Roanoke. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah, he was a signee.
Yeah. Then of course Tucker Gilcrease, the quarterback from Brantley, and he's going. And I should have mentioned him along with the quarterbacks. He's going to be a good one. Blake Matthews is an athlete from Bremen, Georgia. He's the top. What Athlon says are Troy's top recruits. Matthew Johnson's an offensive tackle from Marbury, Alabama, right up the road. Tyler Gibson is a defensive tackle from Munford, right up the road from Marbury. And number 6 is Luke Hodge, is a linebacker from Aniana. Mike, do you have any? He was just a 2-star, but those first 5 were 3-star players.
Yeah, we talked about them, during the initial signing day.
And then
Troy's got so many tight ends. I've never seen Troy with this many tight ends. I don't know how they're going to get this many guys on the field.
And see,
Troy's got 7 tight ends right now.
Oh boy. Well, I know this.
I mean, this is really, really crazy if you look at this. If you got, golly, I can't get over how many tight ends they've got. They've got DeAndre Lewis, who they caught 3 or 4 touchdown passes last year out of Robbie Lee, phenomenal athlete, 6'3", 250. Then you got the kid out of Tuscaloosa, who's a phenomenal player. He goes to Tuscaloosa. He's never really played at all at Troy. Is this kid named Trey Ross?
Yeah, that's who I met.
It was in the Alabama Mississippi All-Star game.
Yeah.
He's now a sophomore. He's 6'4", 235. And then you got the Vice kid they brought in from Stanford.
And he's a Mountain Brook kid, Mike. He played at Mountain Brook.
No, he's a Vestavia kid.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But he's a guy that all conference at Stanford in the Southern Conference. He's a guy that had 140 yards receiving against Florida.
Yeah, against Florida. Yeah.
I imagine they're going to play that guy a lot. But you got 2 other guys.
In the spring they played. He was the number 1 guy in the spring.
You got 2 other guys that are pretty good as well. And then you got, it's just crazy, though. If you look at this, you got I'm trying to find his name. A.J. Lewis, the kid out of Murphy and Mobile. He's been a 3-year starter at Troy. He's back.
Yeah.
Blocker, tight end, catches the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they brought in this kid last year, junior college guy, Clayton Overdeck, out of Iowa Central.
Yeah.
He was another blocker at tight end last year. I mean, it's just crazy how many tight ends they have.
And another kid, Mike, that we didn't mention as a top recruit is Nazir Pogue, the cornerback from Auburn, and this is Coach
Al Postson.
And evidently he's supposed to be good too. But now,
yeah, I mean,
also,
if you played at Auburn High School, you got to be good. I thought for sure that Coach Poe would try to get him on to Missouri, where he was coaching, but I guess he decided to stay at Troy.
Yeah. The other top recruit was Daniel King, offensive lineman out of Cairo, and these were guys that are expected to help them. But I tell you, the other thing.
I think Joe Craddock, his offensive philosophy must be thrown to the tight end a lot. The show's got more than I've ever seen.
Well, and people take it for granted that the tight end in so many instances, and it looks like a ball control type deal though when you get a double tight end set.
Yeah, that makes you feel like Troy's going to run the ball a lot.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see Troy. If you watch Kentucky's got big physical running backs, big physical offensive line. The quarterback can run and throw. So, I feel like that's what you're going to see a lot this year. You're going to see Troy, I think, throw less than that you ever have before.
And something else that we have plenty of, and we're going to really see a battle here. Mike, we're talking about wide receivers, Mike. We talked about 4 or 5 wide receivers are 6'2", 215 or better.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see as far as the running back. So I can't get over how many running backs are on scholarship at Troy right now.
I know. It's really amazing. It really is.
It's like 6 running backs on the roster.
Yeah.
I guess a lot guys will play special teams as well.
Yeah, but
because if you look just on the roster at running back alone, you start with Charles Strong, the guy that was originally from Texas A&M. They've moved him back to running back. He's been playing special teams and playing a little bit of linebacker.
Yeah.
So he's at running back. He's 6'3". He's like a Derrick Henry, like 235.
6'3", 235. Yeah.
So he's a junior. Then you got Kamani Valdez, starter last year, the kid out of Marietta, Georgia.
And I still don't think he's had the career that they expect from him.
He's out of 215.
Yeah.
So that's another big running back. 5'8", 215, that's a lot of money for right. So that's 2 running backs. Then you look at Lawson named a bit better. His dad was a legend at all-time leading rush control. So he's a walk-on at running back. Then you got a kid on scholarship from Tuscaloosa County Hospital, great program back in the day at Northport, Damian Taylor, 5'10", 220.
And he played at what school did he play at, Mike?
In high school.
Okay.
In Northport.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I got you. No.
He's the scholarship running back. Hayden Meadows, 5'10", 183 out of Roanoke, Alabama. Hanley High School scholarship running back. Jarris Williams, 5'10", 200 pounds out of Mobile, Alabama, Blunt High School scholarship running back. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I know.
Then you got a guy that all he did was look for 1,000 yards, play 4 string now. DK Billingsley, Scottsboro, Alabama. Scholarship running back.
Yeah.
So how many now? 5,
I know.
6?
Yeah, exactly. That's 5 already.
So, it's just absolutely crazy. And then the guy that was like a co-starter last year, we haven't talked about him, the kid out of Gaston City.
Yeah.
That his numbers changed. I think he's down to number 1 now. But Henry brought this kid up. I can find him on the roster. Golly, so many duplicate numbers. Jamontez Woods, Gaston City High School, 5'11", 220.
And he's
Detroit's got about. Troy's got about 4 or 5 scholarship running backs who are over 215 pounds. So that can tell you that they're going to be a physical downhill running team.
And Mike, what I cannot believe though is that that they haven't, somebody hadn't swiped them away from us.
Yeah, I can't
The portal. You would think this would be.
I cannot believe that. I cannot believe some of these guys did not transfer out. That is hard to believe.
Yeah, and with the portal the way it is, they from what I gathered, I think they can go all the way up till starting time on the portal. Is that true?
No. We'll talk about this. May is the deadline. If you're not in the portal by May, you cannot transfer out.
But you can transfer, but not transfer.
I mean, if May is the deadline for you to be able to play. So if you're in the portal on May, you can still be on the roster for this upcoming season.
Yeah.
But if you're in the portal after May 1st, you would have to sit out a year.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we look so solid at running back. Do we have anybody that can block for them? Other than right now, we got Austin Stadium.
I would say our offensive line is our biggest issue over the last couple of years.
Yeah,
I feel like we've had a hard time running the ball the last few years.
But let me tell you this, Mike. We're looking at least 5 new offensive linemen right here. What do you think?
Let's hope they can play. That's all I can say.
But we've got them on board now, right now, don't we?
You see them in the pad. These guys on paper look good. All of them are 6'4", 300 pounds. But how they can play when they get there.
Yeah. But you've already got Jake.
I'll say this. This Cole Popovich guy, to read his background, he was all conference at Fresno State, assistant line coach for New England Patriots for 5 years. I mean, you got to feel good about this guy coming in and coaching offensive line. His background and credentials were through the roof.
I think so too. He was a big catch for us.
My biggest thing for Troy, though, I mean, they had good running backs last year. I felt like, and I think Troy averaged like 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, we've got to be more poised. We've got to not be one of these run and then pass. Things. Can't hear you. I'm sorry. We got Mike Amos on the line with us from Great Beach.
Jackson Dart, that transferred from USC, will be their starter. It looks like. Right. But I'm just saying, if Troy gets down a couple of touchdowns against Ole Miss, they'll have a hard time coming back.
Yeah. But if what I'm saying, if we run first, I'm really for this. If we run first and can't get the first down, then throw. What I'm saying is don't abandon the run. I think that's our problem. We are not successful, and we abandon the run and go back to all passing all the way. I don't believe this team is suited as much for the pass as it is for the run. What do you say?
Well, I mean, it all comes down to quarterback. And Troy is just a total, you have no clue who the quarterback's going to be, in my opinion. So until we know who the starter's going to be, I can give you an answer on that. I mean, Watson can throw the ball, but it's just a matter of who's he going to throw it to. Is he going to throw it to the Troy guy? Is he going to throw it to the guy on the other team?
Well, I don't know if it's that bad because,
I mean, you had both quarterbacks, I think, 2 interceptions in the spring game.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to it, and we're analyzing them in our own way. I tell you, but if you look at it, it looks like a run first offense. Downhill with two tight ends. So that's the way I look at it, but I could be wrong. And then if they do throw the ball to the tight end, see, more power to them. See, and then another thing that the double tight end brings to to the offense is that it makes their the opponent's rush defense have to run further with a double tight end. You know what I mean? Mike Amos calling us from Great Beach, Florida, and we're looking at Troy's offensive and defensive alignment for the coming season, and we're looking forward to it. Coach, I'm not going to... What now? We're having a hard time with our connection here, Mike. But we do appreciate you calling us this morning, and we're getting ready for football, and it's just around the corner. As we mentioned, the first football game of the year, Mike, is Troy against Ole Miss, and that's going to be a great game.
The first game will be on August.
And of course, what are your plans? You going to go to the game or what?
I don't know. I don't know what my plans are on that first game.
But, of course,
Alabama plays that night against Utah State.
Yeah, I don't believe they'll have much trouble with Utah State. But
38 points.
38 points. And how many games do you say they lost last year?
I mean, Utah State won 12 games. They won the conference.
They won 12 games, and they are a 38-point underdog to Alabama. So that doesn't bode well for our conference, does it?
Well, I mean, that's not a conference. I mean, they're
yeah. Mike, we have again, we were not receiving your broadcast in right now, and of course, I hope all of you will get ready and buy your football tickets for all Troy games. We got 6 home games to choose from, and looking forward to one of the great years in Troy history as we have John Summerall is the head football coach, and he brings a certain amount of hard nose. I mean, I'm talking about real hard nose coaching, and I think that if you go by his personality, it's going to be a double tight end set running straight at you, and if you do stop them, you can throw the football pretty well. But we've got a great bevy of coaches, and we're going to be bringing you a lot of those guys on our show before the season starts. Mike, we appreciate your support of our show. And
all right, I gotta get the girl.
Take care, and we'll see you later. So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed our show, brought to you by Bird Drugs on the corner in downtown Troy, and that's where I'm going for breakfast this morning. No better breakfast. Now, remember, cracked eggs means the best breakfast you can get at Bird Drugs in Troy, Alabama. We appreciate them very much, being a long-time sponsor. And also Raymond's Barber and Style Shop on South 39th Street, South Brundage Street, right here in Troy. Troy Bank and Trust Company, the only bank you'll ever need is Troy Bank and Trust Company. We appreciate them so much. And then Southern Grill and Patio, Town and Country Flooring. And I promise you, they got you covered with all kinds of flooring to choose from right here. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, for Today in LA, brought to you by Goldfingers and Green Hills Funeral Home of Troy. We appreciate you very much.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick